Hey everyone, this is Dave from Penta, bringing to you our latest biweekly report. So this is the report going from halfway through November to the end of the month of November, so November 16th to November 30th. And we've had some big developments in terms of our tech as we're getting very close to rolling out our testnet, which will happen this month in December 2018. So we're getting really close. I'm going to show you guys the latest of what's happening with our technical development, talk a little bit about some of the marketing activities, community building that we've been doing, and let you know about Dr. Steve's visit up here. Co-founder of Penta, Dr. Steve Melnikoff, came up to the US. He's based in Melbourne, and we did some stuff up here. So I'm going to show everybody what's going on with Penta. Without further ado, I'm going to just pull up our report. Here we are. So we have the biweekly progress report, as I said, from November 16th to the 30th. And let's take a look at the technical developments. So this is really big. Our DApp governance module is complete. This module supports diversified smart contracts and provides functions for upgrading smart contract code. So this is part of our effort to make the design of Penta more user-friendly to developers. And as we get close to rolling out our testnet, we are really revving up to reach out to developers and get them excited about the Penta blockchain, to get them knowledgeable about our technology, and get them familiar with how to take their dApps and build them onto Penta. And our goal with Penta is to be as seamless and easy as possible for developers. So if you know how to write Solidity smart contracts, they're going to run smoothly on Penta. We have a Solidity smart contract compiler. If you are writing in JavaScript, C++, whatever, we're building out really great APIs. We're going to make this as easy as possible. We're trying to be focused on providing robust base layer technology so that any kind of developer developing any kind of developer language will be able to deploy on Penta and run a high-functioning application. So that's our goal with Penta. We've made some upgrades to the PC wallet. We have a ledger, a structured data caching module, and this is also part of developing more user-friendly API. It will make it easier to support various functions of the PC wallet, and we're about 80% complete. So our PC wallet is going to come out with the testnet. Now the DLOS, you may remember, is kind of our grander vision for Penta. We want Penta to solve the problem of interoperability. And you can see that, oh, it's a little bit low here, but we have it down here. Interoperability is one of the layers that we're building into Penta. Now, our approach to interoperability is to look at three key questions, right? We have chain to chain. That's important if you want to exchange things of value between one blockchain and another, say between Penta and Ethereum. But it doesn't stop there for us. We also see the need for bridging the gap in interoperability between blockchains and centralized systems, so that if you need to take data from a cloud system, for example, and transfer it for some useful purpose, a value exchange, we want to have a seamless way to do that through blockchain where it's secure and decentralized, right? So the second one is, so the first one is chain to chain, the second one is chain to centralized system, and then of course the larger goal is to be able to solve the problem of on-chain and off-chain assets. How do you transfer them seamlessly? So we've built the architecture of Penta with those three key questions of interoperability in mind. And the way to do that is even below the base layer blockchain to build in an operating system underneath that with a big stack of contracts that will allow us to be compatible with other blockchains, with other centralized systems, as I just mentioned, and also to read and translate off-chain assets as they are digitized and then placed on a chain and transferred. So that's what we're building with the interoperability layer. And the DLOS is our our distributed ledger operating system, which will allow us to achieve our goal of being interoperable in a way that is decentralized and compatible, fully compatible with the Penta blockchain. So we're making big progress in that area. And as I said, this is a longer-term vision. We expect to have the DLOS up and running hopefully by the end of 2019. But as you can see here, we are already well on our way to having some of the modules, some of the core functional modules complete. Now for PC Wallet and graphical interface, we are proceeding as planned. We're on track. We completed the first stage. We mentioned that before. You can see here some of the things that are available currently in terms of the PC Wallet. Basically, everything is complete except for our second stage smart contract module interfaces. And we will have that ready most likely with the release of the testnet later this month. Blockchain browser. Many of you have seen the video. I put videos out there so you can see the blockchain browser is fully functional. In terms of our development process for the blockchain browser, it is stage 1 complete. We're on to stage 2. Stage 2 development. We fully designed and come up with the specs, and now we're in the process of building it. You can see here that our data parsing functionality is 70% complete, and our interface implementation is 50% complete. For those of you who are unfamiliar with our blockchain browser, I didn't pull up the video today for this video, so please check out some of my earlier weekly reports, monthly reports, where I show the video. What you can do on the browser is if you are a Penta token holder and you want to participate in DSC consensus, either as a delegate witness or as a delegate node or as a witness node, then you can do that, and you'll use the blockchain browser as your way to track what's happening in terms of the transactions and the blocks as they're placed on the chain. So all that data for nodes participating in DSC, the transaction history, it's all laid out in a really clean, easy to read format on the blockchain browser. And you can see at any time how many nodes are participating in DSC consensus. So that's all put up on the blockchain browser. And if you haven't seen it, I encourage you please to check out the video. And as we release the testnet, of course, the blockchain browser will become open for all of you to take a look at. What you'll see in the video, by the way, is how fast the transaction speed is. And we're tracking it in real time on the blockchain browser. So our block production speed right now at Penta is at 5 seconds. That is in real-time experimentation mode. So 5-second blockchain production, that puts us up there in terms of scalability with some of the fastest chains right now. And we believe that we're going to be able to achieve at mainnet launch 10,000 TPS. So our goal is to expand from where we are today with the testnet coming out in a few weeks to a TPS of 10,000 at the mainnet launch. A lot of people ask about the number. There it is, 10,000 TPS. That's our achievable goal, and we are very confident that we'll be able to deliver on that. Oops. You can see my really messy desktop there. Sorry about that. Okay, marketing activities. I was invited to join. I actually went to a premiere in Los Angeles, actually in Santa Monica, for Trust Machine, the story of blockchain. This is a movie about Bitcoin, about blockchain, about some of the people involved in the space. And I was very excited to be invited by Blockchain Beach, which is a blockchain space media platform centered in LA, who hosted the event. I was also very excited to join a panel and where we discussed blockchain, talked about cryptocurrency, talked about use case applications, and I was joined by some other distinguished guests, which was great. And I really enjoyed the chance to speak with members of the community in Santa Monica and LA. One of the really cool things at the beginning of the panel, we asked, pull this back up, we asked the audience just to gauge, how familiar they were with the space. How many of you hold crypto? And 99% of the people that raised their hand, maybe there's 1 or 2 people who didn't. So the takeaway there is that even though we're in crypto winter, we're in a long-term downtrend in the markets, and it's been an aggressive bear market, let's say, people still believe in the technology. They still believe that there's value in tokenizing certain business processes, certain industries. And why? Because in our everyday lives, we see what's unfair about the system as it is. So people that see the need to solve problems in our system as it is, that see the need to solve inefficiencies, many believe that blockchain holds the answers. And so you take a look at the people, and despite all the FUD that's out there, a lot of people are still believing in the space, still believing in crypto, and still holding on to their crypto. I'm holding on to my crypto, just so you know. Oops, there's a picture of me and Dr. Steve. That's where I was going next. Dr. Steve joined me up here in the US. We started in LA, and then we went out to Seattle. where we are in advanced discussions with some potential partners up there to help us grow our ecosystem with dApps. So we're reaching out to some portfolio companies that have a lot of dApps on their books who are looking for a robust blockchain to launch their dApps on. Some of these are dApps that are already out there, and some of them are in the process of being built. And Seattle is a great ecosystem right now. So much positive energy up there in the blockchain space. This picture is Dr. Steve and I nerding out at the public library in Seattle, which is a really cool building. And we're both avid readers, so we want to check out the library there. Dr. Steve used to live in Seattle. And for those of you who don't know Dr. Steve, he is the Chief Science Officer and co-founder of Penta, along with myself. And he is our science genius at Penta. Dr. Steve, in his previous life, graduated from MIT with degrees in particle physics and information systems, worked for the government at the Lawrence Livermore Labs, and later he was in Seattle, actually working at the Tri-Cities, a place called Hanford, which was a nuclear cleanup site. So Dr. Steve is somebody that has decades of experience understanding large systems. And when we think about a base layer blockchain like Penta, that's looking to be an infrastructure for decentralized value exchange, we're talking about a big system that needs to solve problems of data security. It needs to solve problems of distributed technology and latency that comes up when you talk about large-scale distributed systems. And Dr. Steve is the person that knows exactly how to do this because he's been doing it for governments, for universities for decades. And so having him in Seattle was great. And we had some really positive meetings. So we're getting to know a lot of dApps in the space, and we believe that we're going to have some great applications launching on Penta after we launch our testnet and prior to launching our mainnet. So when mainnet comes out, Penta is going to already be populated with some really exciting dApps. Okay, well, there's a picture of Dr. Steve and I. Let me come back to the report. Oops, sorry about that, folks. Here we go. This is our every 2 weeks, just like I'm doing these reports on YouTube, I do live broadcasts with our Chinese community. And we have a very strong community in China. We very much appreciate the activity from our Chinese community leaders and organizers in helping us to set up these bi-weekly reports, which we do in live broadcast on the Yizhibo, that's right here, Yizhibo, that's the Yizhibo platform for live broadcasting. So we did one in the month of November. We did 2 live broadcasts, and there's about 300,000 clicks for Penta. So this gives you a sense of how active our community is in Penta. A lot of them are token holders. Some of them are new to the space but know about Penta and eager to learn about it. Now, Penta was invited to join BitUniverse. This is another bit of news. We were among the first batch of projects that were released on the BitUniverse platform. If you guys are interested in learning more about it, please download BitUniverse. Check out Penta's profile on there. This is a really exciting platform. One of its backers is Mars Finance, one of the most established media groups in the blockchain space. They have operations in China and the US, and BitUniverse is one of the ways that they're increasing data transparency in the marketplace. And we really need that right now in the marketplace so that people who are trading cryptos can have access to better information on pricing, better real-time information about what's happening in the marketplace. So here you can see we became one of the first blockchain projects to go live on BitUniverse Link. And we achieved first ranking on its list, so that was really exciting. That was after we just popped out there. And people that are involved in those rankings, by the way, are people that are very familiar with Penta technology. So I just want to draw attention to the fact that more and more groups out there are getting acquainted with Penta technology, and you can see in terms of rankings and places where Penta is popping up that it's reaching out to more and more developers. And as we move forward with the testnet, we're going to be looking very closely at how can we reach out to and invite more developers into the Penta project and grow our developer ecosystem. To that end, one of the platforms where we discussed questions about tech and where we talked to developers was on the platform Token Gazer. This is another platform out of China. They invited me for their regular session, which is called Questions to the End. And I answered a lot of very detailed tech questions about Penta's DSC consensus mechanism, about our PSG sharding solution, and just some other questions related to Penta and the token and so forth. So here you go. Here's our QR code, all of our social media. I do just want to make one point real quick, which is about Penta's Medium page. Many of you noticed, and we got lots of messages, yes, our Medium page has gone offline for the moment. I guess Medium is implementing some new policy. Sorry, trying to get that to go away. With respect to Medium that talks about cryptocurrencies and blockchains. So we are working to come into compliance with the new regulations, and the Medium page should be republished soon. So please don't worry about that. All the Medium articles that we had there before, we hope to republish, minus those that may have any information about cryptocurrency that doesn't fit with the new regulations for Medium. So the page will go back up. All of our other media platforms are there, and we invite you, as always, to share your comments, questions, ideas on Telegram, WeChat, Kakao Talk. We have an Instagram. We're on Facebook. So please reach out to us. We are all about building community, and we couldn't do this without you. So thank you very much to everybody for your support of Penta. I look forward to answers and questions and comments as we get close to launching the testnet. It will be out this month on time in December. Please, everybody, pay attention to that when it comes out. It's going to be really exciting for us, for Penta, as we move to the next step. So even though we're in crypto winter, we are delivering on our technology at Penta, and this is just the next step in our process to building what will be the most inclusive, fair, high-performance blockchain platform. Thank you very much. I'll see you in 2 weeks.